Hello everyone and welcome back to another Blender modeling tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how we can smooth out edges of your mesh using a tool called the Bevel. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to press Shift and A on my keyboard, and under Mesh I'll left click Cube. Now I'll press Tab to enter edit mode and 2 to enter edge select mode. Now I'm just going to left click this edge here and it'll select it for me. I'm going to press Control and then B. When I press Control B, you'll see it creates two new edges. And if we want to make it smoother, I'll press Ctrl Z to undo first, then press Ctrl B again. I'll bring it to around here, and then under this menu here, if you don't see it, just press this button here. Remember, if you click away, you'll have to Ctrl Z and do it again. I can change my segments here, and as you can see, that's looking a lot more smoother now. Now, if I want to get rid of these jagged parts, I'm going to use the Shade Smooth tools that we went over yesterday. So right click and press Shade Smooth. Now I'll come down here and I'll turn on Auto Smooth. And now that's looking much better. I'll press G and Y to move it along. Now, what about other types of mesh? Well, we can use Bevel for other types of mesh, thankfully. So I'll left click on the cylinder and I'll press Tab to enter edit mode. Then all I'll do is select my top face here, and I'll select my bottom one as well, pressing Shift and left click. And now I'll press Ctrl B, and now you can see I can make a shape like that. And I'll shade smooth this as well, and I'll press G and then Y to move it along. I just quickly put together this random shape, and when you're modeling in Blender, you might want to make a more soft transition on this mesh. So press Tab and enter edit mode, and all I'm going to do is press 2, Alt left click, and press Ctrl B. Then I'll bring it round to here, can decrease the segments, or I can increase them if I want a more smooth transition. Then I'll press Tab into object mode, and now you can see that's a much smoother transition. Again, I can press Shade Smooth, turn on Auto Smooth, and I'll press G and Y to move that along. So let's say I press Shift A, create a cube, and I want to create a cube which has all four sides smoothed out, like I've done on this one here. Well, as some of you might have guessed, if I press Tab into edit mode, select everything, and press Ctrl B, this would work, but there is a other way to do it which might be more useful for more complex meshes. But I'll demonstrate it here with just a simple cube. I'll press Tab back into object mode, and with the cube selected, I'll come up to my modifier properties. Then under add modifier, I'll left click bevel, and now you can see it's beveled all of the edges. So here I can change my segments to make it smoother. I can also change my offset amount, so if I increase it, it's going to almost scale up, and I can get right into a sort of spherical shape. I scale it right up, and I can also make it incredibly subtle by making it like 0.1. So yeah, you can have an experiment around with these tools. There is also the vertices mode, which will only bevel the vertices, and again I can increase the amount. So yeah, that can be a fairly handy tool. I can also apply this modifier once I'm satisfied with it by just clicking the drop down and left clicking apply. G and Y to move that along. Another thing I want to show you, just to wrap up here, I'll press Shift A and select cube, tab, enter edit mode, and this time I'm going to press 1 to enter vertice select mode. If I select this one vertice and press Ctrl B, you'll notice nothing will happen, but if I click vertices, all of a sudden this will appear. You can change the segments down to just 1, and you can see I can change parameters here. So that's what you need to do if you want to bevel an individual vertice. But obviously if I select everything and press Ctrl B, you can see I can get bevel here and change it to vertices. Now I've beveled all these vertices here. And yeah, that just about wraps up today's video. I hope you all found it useful. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I make more tutorials like this. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you all in the next video.